Is the US-China rivalry the primary engine behind all world affairs of 2025? Let's run the clip.
Looking at the growing tensions between the US and China and ask whether that rivalry is now the main driving force shaping global affairs.
You can say what you want about Donald Trump, but there is a sense that the US now takes action, and some of the action can cause adverse effects, but there's also a positive or an action that creates momentum that forces change on issues that need resolution.
My initial gut reaction is no, but I do think it is a major factor, but I just don't think that it is.
Honestly, if you look back at the space race days, America versus Russia, it was purely economical, not really cultural, right?
I think in Washington, D.C., maybe they thought it was cultural,
Yeah.
but to the average person, I don't think there's ever been a harsh battle between Russian culture and American culture, even in like the 70s, all that stuff was happening. I just think that for me, I don't know, I think Middle Eastern issues are the primary driver behind things in the Western Hemisphere right now, because it's even trickling down from a global level all the way to local elections in American cities.
Donald Trump isn't really worried as much about China's gonna take over economically, blah, 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 blah. He's more worried about Israel and Palestine.
I think industries are worried, and there's like rare earth metals and securing contracts and pipelines and stuff like that. But I guess what I'm saying is what your average person thinks about and what your Washington, D.C. think tanks think about. And there's even different types of think tanks, some that are more societal based, some that are more like macroeconomic based. I think only the macroeconomic ones are thinking about China versus the US. Right. I almost think like when the rising empire is like so far to the east and is Confucian and is atheist or Taoist or Buddhist, it's something that I don't even think the West, to be honest, can even grasp.
And I don't think the West will actually even have to adapt to that even, right? I think the market's just gonna be completely separate.
I think it's, to your point, social rivalries and economic rivalries in 2025, I just think are like pretty far apart.